Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today, checking out some Oskar Blues. It's been quite a while since we did some Oskar Blues. The last one we did was the Bamburana, the collab with Cigar City, which we did about a year or so ago. Phenomenal stuff, crazy affordable. This is one of those classic American breweries that's just knocking out super dope beers. The famous Tam Fitty. Come on, man. Who doesn't like that beer? That's a phenomenal old school stout. They do so many different things. Classic beers. I think they have a Pilsner Mama's Little Yellow Pails, something like that. And they do Old Chub or Old Chud, something like that. The Scotch Ale. What else do they do? They have a few different IPAs. Cano Bliss. I can't remember all the beers, of course, but they do a lot of nice beers. Classic brewery, as I said. Uh, which I guess it's a newer brewery by standards of classic breweries, but in America is, I guess you'd call it one of the classics by now. But this beer today, folks, is a beer that I remember everyone raving about, and I never got to try. So we're doing it today because it is available in Europe. I think it might have been available before, but for some reason I forgot about it. But I saw it on Beerdome, and I was like, hey, I need to check out some Death by Coconut. So we are doing that today. Death by Coconut by Oskar Blues. So many people loved this when it came out. And what's really cool about this, it's not like crazy thick, crazy big beer. It's 6.5% Irish style porter. You know, I love that. It's not necessary. It doesn't always have to be crazy thick stouts, even though that's usually what I prefer. But this is from a time, I guess, as far as I can't remember when they released this the first time, but it's from a time before it really went nuts with all these adjuncts and stouts. I just remember people going nuts about this in the States. But yeah, this is Death by Coconut, as I said, Irish style porter brewed with coconut and chocolate. And the chocolate is liquid cacao from cholaka.com. Not a sponsored episode. But these guys apparently do pure cacao, which I know a lot of brewers do, like a liquid version in a lot of their stouts, and you get like a really rich chocolate flavor, and it boosts mouthfeel. And then they also use cocoa nibs and chocolate malt and all that to give it even more oomph. So yeah, it'll be fun to try this. Never had it. We'll see what we think today. So pours a nice black color in the glass. Wow, that's like when I pop this up to the light right there, it's a whole lot darker than I expected. I expected a similar color to the Samuel Smith's chocolate stout we just had. It looks nice. It's fairly pitch black color with a little bit of a mahogany reddish brown hue, more red than brown really, and a nice little tan head on there. Let's check out the aroma on Death by Coconut. Man, it's coconutty. It's really coconutty. But, it's an interesting combo of milky coconut and like almost like suntan spray coconut. And often when I get that, it's coconut flavor that's in here. But I know a lot of brewers, they use both things. It just reminds me a bit of that. But I don't think it's overdone. It doesn't say anything on the can about that. But yeah, it smells super coconutty, lightly chocolatey, toasty, nutty. It smells pretty good. Yeah, and I don't think it's too much. Like, there is a real milky coconut thing too, but yeah, quite simple smelling beer. It's pretty much straight up what it says on the can, but let's give it a taste. Cheers, and thanks to Beerdome for the beer. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think it's a bit more cohesive than in the previous beer I had. It's a bit more, even though it's just chocolate in the Samuel Smith beer. There's also a bit more of a roast profile with it, which I like. Yeah, it's like a really sessionable coconut chocolate beer. It's really coconutty, and again, it's a combo of coconut extract type flavor, like that almost suntan spray, but it's quite light, so it's not all the way in that. It's more like just milky coconut with a bit of a candy coconut vibe. And then like just a nice coconutty, roasted chocolatey kind of flavor to it. And a bit of nuttiness, like a generic nuttiness too. It's It's not really dark fruity or anything, but it's nice. The thing is, though, with a lot of these beers, I prefer imperial stuff. It's fun once in a while with the lighter things, but I feel like nowadays, if I want like stouts, it has to be a 7.5, maybe 8, whatever, around that territory where it's like filled with super, and porters too. Maybe not porters. Porters can be a bit more easy drinkable and a bit more rough and edgy, I guess. But in general, just stouty porter, dark beers, whatever, I prefer a bit more silky and smooth. And you know when I get these beers, I usually always tend to get the imperialized versions because I want that like full on. That's what I want from this style. Whereas if I want something that's a bit more easy, sessionable, and easier going, I drink like IPA, I drink pilsners or whatever, something like that instead. That being said, it's a very good beer, and I see why people were fired up about this back in the day, because it was one of the first freaking beers with things like this in it. It's pretty much an OG kind of pastry-esque porter or stout, and it's got some very nice flavors. I didn't check this up online or anything before this review, so I don't know what it gets in average nowadays, but it's pretty damn tasty, but I'm also not floored. It's a really approachable beer, though. I think it's a very approachable, milky, chocolatey, toasty, slightly roasty porter. I think most people who like porters or are early in their beer journey will really enjoy this. And it is nice. It is nice. It seems like I'm kind of like, yeah, about it, but it's actually a pretty good beer. I would enjoy sipping on this. Drinking a couple cans or having it at a bar or whatever. It's probably not something I'm going to seek out again. I'd much rather drink 1050 from these guys, but I still think it's worth a shot. And it's just because I never had it. I remember everyone loving it, so it's like I need to check it out. Like 5 years, 6 years, whatever, many years after they did it for the first time. But yeah, Death by Coconut, fun stuff. But nothing that I'm going totally crazy for. A bit of vanilla to it too, actually. Bit of that old vanilla beanios. It's nice. Would I get it again? Maybe not. Ratings? I'd say an 88. Something like that. 3.75 on Untapped. It's a decent, well-made beer. It's pretty good, actually. But it's just, not usually the kind of stouty portery beers I prefer. Actually, if I had to get a lower strength beer like this, I would just like it without the adjuncts, so more of the base ingredients could shine. And if I wanted the adjuncts, I'd get imperialized and fucked. No, I wouldn't get fucked, but I wanted something stronger and more intense. But yeah, worth a shot for sure. So if you guys had a chance to check out Death by Coconut, or you guys this could be a throwback Thursday, really. If I had it before, but I haven't. So a lot of you guys, it might be a bit of a throwback to see this. But if you had Death by Coconut and had it in recent times, let me know what you thought of it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And yeah, check out Beerdome. Great web shop. A link for their shop is down below. I don't know if they have more of this at the moment, but they once in a while get some Oskar booze, so check them out. Now I'm going to say cheers. And see you guys in another beer review.